Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing the Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 5, the reunion or the Last Supper, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, for today's video, we're gonna get into that. But before we do that, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you thought about this episode, and hit that subscribe button, become part of the Sandwich Hour community. Ding! You can also follow me on my other social media platforms at Sandwich Hour on all platforms. It, ooh, hopefully that didn't sound bad. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see. My mic. All right, we're gonna hold it. So yeah, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms at Sandwich Hour on all platforms. Make sure to subscribe, become part of the Sandwich Hour community because we have a fun time over here on this side of the interwebs. And yeah, if y'all hear any storm stuff going on, I apologize. I am in the middle of the storm right now in North Carolina. It's wild, but you know what? We're going to push on through. So, again, this is the Last Supper, the reunion episode, aka JK versus the World Part 5000. Low key. That's what it was giving a lot of this episode, which was a little bit upsetting. Again, it's just at some point when it becomes everyone versus JK, it gets a little frustrating, you know? Again, this is my own personal opinion. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think it is JK versus the world? Let me know. First we're gonna go through all of the looks that the monsters wore for the Boulet brothers reunion. So let's get into it. First, actually, we're going to talk about the Boulet's looks. Again, it's very signature Boulet. I think this is actually what they were wearing. At some point, I don't know. I feel like we've seen this before. It's very signature Boulet. Not too surprising there. First, we should talk about Onyx on Dix. I love the religious iconography. I love all of the skin being pulled back is really iconic. Again, I imagine that was done using liquid latex. That's what I would imagine. And some other materials. It's a cool concept. I really like how it's done. Unless you're Hollow Eve and then they just use actual needles on their skin and pull it back and do all wild shit. But I imagine that's not the case for Onyx. I could be wrong. But again, I love the religious iconography. It's the Last Supper. You get the concept there. Looks really, really great. I think it's a fun look again. The concept is clear. The theme is very much completed. I kind of wish we had gotten to see more of Onyx, but at the same time, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbled this season, you know? You gotta roll with the punches. Up next we have Satana. I think Satana looks great. Satana. Again, I wish we had gotten more of Satana as well. I do think Satana got eliminated fairly early this season, as opposed to I think some other monsters could have been eliminated in her place. No shade. Not saying JK. Anyways, I do think Satana had some more story to tell. I would love to see her come back at some point. Yeah. Jarvis, I love Jarvis Hammer. Big Jarvis Hammer fan. Again, more religious iconography, clearly. I think it's a really cool look. Very much Jarvis, yet still giving the blue scale makeup, which I love. I love the jacket. I think it's a really cool concept, really cool look. I love all the cohesion of all of the looks. They all have the same color pattern. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. Up next we have Anaphylactic. The look's alright. I don't have too many things to say about Anna's look personally. Yeah, I don't know. Anna's there. Cool. JK. I think JK was the standout of this episode. I think JK had a really great reunion. I do think it was another episode of JK versus the world where again a lot of people were attacking JK and I didn't like that. More specifically Throb. But we'll get into that. I like JK a lot. I really like JK. I think JK is a fun character to have on the show. Cynthia Doll. I love Cynthia. I really do love Cynthia Doll. I think she's a hoot and a holler, if you will. She's just really fun. I love her character. I love her personality on the show. I missed her, but again, hey, I'm not a judge. Fantasia Royale, gaga. The look is cool. Is it my favorite look? No. It's probably one of my least favorites, if I'm being honest. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Oh. Alright, now we're going to go through the top 4. Again, I'm going in alphabetical order. That's the order I decided on. Sure. Blackberry, I love this look. Love the concept. Very clear, very concise, well put together. New Hulu. New looks good. Not a whole lot to say about it. She looks good. Orc kind of looks the same that they do always. Again, I don't personally think Orc should be in the top 4. Let me know what you think down below. It got to the point of where it felt like a lot of the same thing every week, which again, JK called out at the reunion, which I appreciate. But hey, they're there. They're in the top 4. Good for you. Throb. This was alright. This was probably one of my least favorite looks. Again, I understand Throb wanted something different and like shocking, like, oh, they're in femme drag. Oh my gosh, wild. But if you are going to do that, I would love it to be pushed farther, or just go fully. I don't know. I think JK put it best. It's a slip dress. That's ultimately what it is. You know? I think Throb wanted to get by on the fact that this was something different for them, which I did appreciate, but also I feel like I wanted something more fully realized. Alright. So, they showed audition tapes, they showed other stuff. I kind of just want to go through some of my highlights of this episode. Onyx on Dix came out as a trans woman. I am here for that. Yes, Onyx, love you. I also did think it was interesting that they kept referring to this episode as months later when I'm pretty sure they filmed this all at once. I don't think they would have flown them out later. I also think it was interesting when we got to the fan questions, because I don't think those were actual fan questions. Maybe they were questions from production crew. I don't know. I was a little bit confused by that. But hey, yeah, Onyx I think had some really great moments this reunion. It was nice seeing her back. We find out more about Santana, and she felt like she came in being like, all right, I'm here to fight the girls, and then she was like, all right, I'm not gonna be that bitchy character. I'm gonna be nice. Everyone's so nice, and then she kind of got in her head about all of that, and that's kind of the story we got from Santana. I think Santana could come back again and do really well. I don't know. I like her. I like her a lot. Because again, she kind of put in the audition tape they showed her kind of being like, all right, I'm the bitch. I'm gonna call people out on the shit. And then that didn't happen. And I think that was kind of the story we got from her in this episode. Which is fair. Again, it's a reality competition show. You're gonna get in your head about a lot of stuff, right? Cynthia was talking about how she called people out, but she was saying it to their face. It wasn't just in confessionals. There are other characters who said things just in confessionals. And I got to give credit to Cynthia because she was very much upfront into people's face about things. So she's blunt and very honest. And I respect that a lot from Cynthia. And again, I think Cynthia and JK were both kind of that way, which I appreciate a lot. So yeah. I think this was a great episode for Cynthia as well. And again, there's a moment between Cynthia and Throb where Cynthia was like saying how she told Throb that they were the most emotional and like that's why they should go home. Throb was like, well, I don't think that should be seen as a weakness. Yes, but also I did appreciate that Cynthia did say this to his face, right? Cynthia was very much like, all right, if I'm thinking this, I'm going to tell you. And again, they showed that, which I appreciate. I loved when they rolled the clip. That was iconic. They asked Jarvis about his anxiety because, again, he was saying that he has very intense anxiety. Again, that's something that a lot of people have to deal with, and I completely understand where Jarvis is coming from. I also thought it was interesting when they asked Jarvis if he would come back, and he didn't say no. So I hope that's them hinting towards bringing Jarvis back because I think Jarvis was a fan favorite that was gone way too soon. And I love Jarvis Hammer. I'm a big Jarvis Hammer fan. We get a moment with Anna where she's talking about how like she got in her head a lot because she was coming in with such a big name and she felt like she was woken up in a way by Blackberry, but at the same time it did feel like she was calling Blackberry a bully, which I do think could be a problem because if you call certain, I don't know, it felt a little bit weaponizing to me. Let me know what you think down below. Did it feel weaponizing to you? Let me know. But hey, that was kind of Anna's only moment this episode. No shade. That's what it was. Yeah. JK, again, this was kind of like JK versus the world. Throb being like, oh, well, JK called Throb out for the slip dress, which was funny. And then later, JK was like talking about how when Throb came up to them and was being all nice to them, it felt, and then just to later say, hey, I'm sending you home. I'm here to do this and this and this. It felt a little disingenuous, which again, I think is a fair point to bring up from JK. Also, at the same time, Throb was like, well, if everyone's coming at you, then maybe you're the problem. And I'm like, I don't think that's the case. I think people saw JK as, I don't know. I do feel like there's a lot of attacking JK throughout the season, and yet not calling out other people on their shit, which is pissing me off. And I think Throb is an example of that. No one really called Throb out on his shit, and that kind of pisses me off. Because he would say shit in confessionals, or he would say things and then be a completely different person to them. And I think Throb is a great example of that personality trait, which I don't love. Again, this was kind of JK versus Throb for a bit. It was interesting. I do think when it comes to JK and Throb, it does feel a little upsetting to me the way JK is being treated. Again, let me know what you think down below. What are your opinions? Let me know. There's also a moment between JK and Fantasia where, again, they kind of resolve things a little bit. They're like, all right, we're just going to both apologize and move forward. Yeah, I don't know. They do fan questions. We get a moment between Neo and Orc where they ask about their relationship and if there was anything that happened off camera, and then somehow no one answers, and it's just really awkward, which is weird. I also did want to talk about, I mentioned this earlier, how I think the fan questions were really production questions, because I'm pretty sure they filmed this all before any of it aired. So I thought that was interesting. Again, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. The Monica cut from Santa Monica that's where it felt really like, all right, so this is just production. And again, Orc and Neo kind of just talked. Then we get this moment with the Final Four. I'm going to talk to y'all about this Final Four and who I want to win now. Personally, I am Team Blackberry. I would love to see Blackberry win. Blackberry's my front runner. I would want to win. I also would be happy with Neo winning. For me, it's between Blackberry and Neo. I would love Blackberry, but I feel like Neo might be a more realistic option. I personally don't want Orc to win, personally, because it feels like Orc served a lot of the same looks over and over, which was a little bit upsetting for me. And I also don't particularly want Throb to win because of the way he was treating JK. Let me know what you think down below. Who do you want to win? But again, I'm Team Blackberry ultimately, but it would also be alright with Neo winning. I'd be happy with Neo winning. I'll be curious to see who wins. I don't think Orc is going to win. I feel pretty confident about that. I would be interested to see if they actually would end up giving the crown to Throb, because I do think there would be some upset fans. So, hey, we'll see. But that does bring the end of this review. Like I said, it was going to be a quick little review. I'm not trying to do too much because ultimately it's just a reunion and there's not too much to discuss. Like, there's some stuff, but I'm more excited about this finale. The finale will be next week. I will be reviewing it on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. I did post earlier my schedule for the week, and again, I didn't do my calendar review. However, I will try to get that out to you in the next couple days. Friday will be season 16. Saturday, I believe, is the UK versus the world cast announcement, so we'll be going over that. And Sunday will be the Canada finale. Sunday or Monday, I can't remember what day I put. But that will be out as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for all of that. Let me know what you want to see else you want to see on this channel. Like this video if you liked it, hit that share button and subscribe, become part of the Sandwich Hour community. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms at Sandwich Hour on all platforms. I will be back here later with some more content. Have a good rest of your night or day wherever you are. And I will see you later. Bye, y'all.